All right, so this weekend we have several tanks on sale. I'm going to focus on this one, the Panzer 4, or the Panzer Kampfwagen for Schmalturm. And it's the side skirt tank. I think, if I remember right, I think people are thinking of this as possibly trying to be spaced armor. I don't think that's what these are for. I think what they did was they would stick twigs and branches in this side skirting and use it as camouflage. And you'd see these tanks come out of the bushes with, twigs and stuff sticking off of them. I really think that that's what that was for. I could be completely wrong on that, but I don't think it was meant to actually help the armor at all. I think it was more for camouflage purposes. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is not supposed to be spaced armor. I think people look at it and go, oh, it's spaced armor and it doesn't work. Well, no, I don't think that's what those really were. So step one, complete. All right, so I really hate giving bad reviews. In general, I find that if you give a bad review of something, you end up getting bad reviews. So like the AMX 5100, like I said, I don't really like that tank that much. And I got so many thumbs downs and negative reps for just being honest about the tank. So this one makes me afraid because I really don't want to review it because of that kind of stuff. So you can already tell where I'm going with this. So let's start out with the actual tank. This is not that bad of a tank. It's not fast. It's got okay traverse speed. It's got a really decent gun at distance, just like all the German tanks. It's actually the same gun that is on the there it is, the L70. Same gun that's on the Panther M10 at Tier 7. Same gun that's on the E25. Same gun that's, I think, does this guy have the L25? No. Skoda has a different gun. So, but this gun is used on a lot of the German tanks. It's got a decent amount of pen at 150, which is, for Tier 6, that's plenty. But it only does 135 damage average, so that's pretty low alpha. So the rate of fire is where you make up for that. And on this tank, it's 13 rounds a minute. On this tank, it's about 13 rounds a minute. This one's a little bit slower, but not much. So the gun, yeah, it's okay. It's not great, but it's not bad, especially at Tier 6. You can penetrate mostly the tanks that you run into on your tier. It does have kind of a high profile, but the frontal armor isn't too bad at 80. It's not great, but then the turret has 120 on the front, and that's not bad. But it's not that bad of a tank. But what makes this tank horribad is two things. Well, three things, but two things primarily. The first is, no matter what you do, you seem to always get crappy tiering. You're always in the bottom four. And once in a while, you get a top-tier battle. But for the most part, you're going to be in the bottom four tanks. So I wasn't prepared for that when I bought this tank. I was prepared for it being on losing teams because I had watched some other people's reviews. Jingles, Quickie Baby, they both said the same thing about this tank. They said, oh, it always gets on losing teams. I'm like, well, maybe I can put up with that. But I think the reason why that happens is you not only get put on a crappy team, but you're stuck at the bottom where you can't do anything about it. So this is a tough tank because it's always in the bottom four. And then the second thing that makes this a hard tank is what I just said in that last comment. It seems like, and back when I had XVM, and I still have portions of XVM, but I don't have the stat loader. I don't want to see what other people are doing. I don't want to know my chances of winning because that makes me play different. I want to just go out there and kill and do a good job and assume that I'm going to win. So I unloaded XVM. But when I had XVM, every time I got this tank running, my team would be red. And then they would have some oranges and yellows and blues and greens, but my team would be solid red every time. So for some reason, I don't know why they've done this, but this tank gets deplorable teams. They're the worst teams that you can possibly be paired up with. Why they do it, I don't know. but it seems that it happens very frequently. And the service record tells it all. Let's take a look. So, with all my ranting and raving, I'm looking at my other Tier 6 regular German medium tank, and really it's not that much better. The Panzer 4S has a 46% win rate, and the VK3001D has a 48% win rate. Neither of those is very good, but it's frustrating. And I feel like no matter what I do or how well I do in this tank, I lose. Now look, I've got I've got Top Gun in it. Obviously, I haven't gotten the Mastery badge yet, so there's something to say about that. But my destruction ratio is a little over 1. Not great. But this tank has, it's a kind of low alpha gun, so you're really not going to be much above that. Average experience is pretty bad. Now, I've gotten to be a better player since the last time I played this, so maybe we'll see something a little different tonight. But I got to say, it has not been a love affair with this tank, and I like the tank. I actually really enjoy playing this tank, but it always loses. And so I finally, kind of have moved away from it because I can never win. So that brings us to the last thing. What else makes this a bad tank? Well, it's not necessarily that this makes it a bad tank, but why the heck do I need it? I've got the Panther M10, and I've got the T25, and I've got the PZ Kampfwagen, the S35 739. We have 3 premium German tanks. Why do they need 4? And the funny thing is, all of this, and the Americans still don't have a premium tank destroyer. The Germans have 4 mediums, but the Americans can't get a single tank destroyer in their premium lineup. So I guess that doesn't really make it a bad tank, but you don't need it. I mean, heck, I would have to say that, as much as people hate the Panther M10, this is a better option. You make more money with it. It's faster. Same gun. It's a tier higher, but, between the two of them, I don't think that the Schmalturm gets preferential tiering. Hang on, let me check that. Nope, I'm correct about that. It sees tiers 6, 7, and 8, and more often than not, you're going to be on tier 8. So really, this tank can go up to 9, I believe, but still, it's like... Oh, wait, no, I'm incorrect. The Panzer M10 only sees up to tier 8. So really, both of these tanks only see tier 8. So if I had to choose, obviously the Panther M10 is going to be more expensive. But it's a better tank. I'd rather see you spend credits on this tank with the same tiering and more health and faster mobility that sees the same tiers than this tank that is all those things less. I don't know. Neither of them are great tanks. And I know when I did the Panther M10 review, I actually really like this tank. And I get a lot of people that just hate it. And we're like, no, it's a terrible tank. Well, okay. But it's not I don't think it's that bad of a tank, really. But this one, to be honest with you, if you're really looking for a good deal, right now, this is not on sale. I don't know why they did that. All the other mediums are on sale except for this. The T25, in my opinion, is the best premium medium available for the German line. It has all the crew slots. It's at tier 5, so it's easier to play, and it makes decent money. You can make, if you're premium, you'll make 30 to 40,000 credits a battle. If you're not premium, you'll make 20 to 30. So this is a great tank, and it's the best of the 3 that are available this weekend. Actually, it's not available. I'm sorry. My bad. This is not available. So you'll have to pay full price for this one. So wait till this goes half off, because it will. But, yeah. So I guess let's go ahead and run this. Well, we need to look at the stats first, but then we'll take it for a ride. 730 hit points. Let's look at our non-premium tank of the same tier. 770. So this one has a little more. We'll move him up to the front. And we have 300 horsepower, which is why we're so slow. 700 horsepower. We have 48 kilometers an hour for the top speed. 56. You can see where we're going with this. 36 traverse. 38 traverse. They're pretty close. This has much more turret armor, so got it beat there. But this is also a much smaller turret, so same exact gun. They both use the L70, so the gun is exactly the same. Rate of fire this one fires a little teeny bit faster, but not much. This is where this tank hurts. Turret traverse 24 versus 32. This you're going to have to roll the tank around with the turret because the turret's slow, so you'll get circle of death from little tanks. They will circle you and kill you. You need to roll the tank and the turret at the same time so that you get faster turning. So compared to one of the German mediums, and not all of them, obviously all tanks are slightly different here and there, but compared to the German medium I'm using to train, they're very similar. It's just the 3001D is a much faster tank for sure, and it feels faster, it reverses faster, and it's a flanker, whereas this tank, you're not going to be flanking in this. You're going to be sniping. So, yeah. And as far as the loadout, I did put the grousers on there to help it go a little faster because it's so slow. Vent to help the crew operate better. And then, of course, the gun rammer to help fire faster. And it's pretty fast firing. So let's go ahead and run this guy, and you can see how it plays, and then we'll do our little wrap-up. We'll probably do two battles here, and then depending on how well or bad it goes. So off we go. So can I call it or can I call it? Look where I am in the tiering. Oh, bottom 4. Always. Get used to it. I don't know how our team is, but just looking at the loadout, we seem to have 2 tanks that are ranked higher than the Luva, and on their team they have a Luva as the top tank. But if it were me playing, I would do better in the T-32 than the AMX 5100. So I can't see the player stats. It's all pure conjecture at this point. Who knows? Off we go. Yeah, our whole top lineup here is mostly gold tanks, including myself. And on the other team, we have a pretty even distribution. They've got a bunch of gold tanks too, so. Yeah, a Luva for $15. Man, I wish they'd run that again. Yep. Okay, so let's see if we can get some fire down on this KV-1S, who's being extremely stupid. I gotta be honest with you, I have no idea how I hit that guy. That was complete and total luck. So we need to get my little Heine down here so he's not I don't know that I'm going to get to the side of his turret. Yeah. But I do need to get down there. He was going to go right for the cap. It's an interesting maneuver on their part. I haven't seen a team do that before. But I haven't seen a team leave that wide open before either, so this is all first for us. Now, can I hit that MA or M4? Jumbo Sherman. Jumbo Shrimp. Yeah, I'm going to get down. Okay. Near. Careful. Where did that E8 go? This is not exactly the safest position. We just lost somebody out in the field. Trying to see if I can... And there's the Luva. Probably all I'm going to be able to do is to track him. So we're going to go for it. Come on, boys. Hit that. Oh, boy. Well, it looks like this time I might have gotten on the right team instead of being on the losing team. But it's tied right now, so it's actually a pretty... Can I destroy that building? Nope. Oh. Not sure what the SU-152 is looking at, but I'm going to go flush this M. The easy. The Jumbo Schweiman. I'm going to try to wheedle him out so that he backs out into that. Oh. Big tank's coming there. Let's see. And I'm not going to... I really am not going to be able to penetrate the front. But he just whiffed. And now I'm getting crazy lag. What? So we'll force them out. Well... Back across the river we go. So really, I haven't done much, but I've caused some deaths. I guess that's a benefit. We need to try to flank these guys so that they don't push right up. Did we just lose our AMX? Okay, well, we're gonna win. So you can see, you know, I like this tank. I'm not doing a ton of stuff. Obviously, I'm too slow to really get into all the battles, but I'm being useful and hopefully helping and wow. Okay, 3 tanks left. And here's where the mobility, obviously, the whole time it's a medium tank, but it plays like a heavy sniper. And I don't know how much damage I did. I know I got 3 or 4 good hits. I probably did 300 or 400 damage so far. And that probably will be it for the game, I would imagine, considering it's almost over. But you can see, like, the tank itself, it's not bad. I mean, I didn't really have to take any fire because things happen so fast. I don't know. This was a good battle for this tank, though. And it all got caught on tape. So here we are on the other side of the map now. I'm assuming I cut the middle part out because it was really boring, just me driving around in a big circle. And so far, it's still pretty... same tanks are still alive. Nothing that a lot has happened. Jumps. Okay, so I'm going to stop here because I don't want to get into a situation where where I'm the target, because they're going to, obviously, since I'm the weakest target, they're going to go for me first. Usually that's what ends up happening. Can I hit that T-32 yet? No, he must be down in the river. Artillery is pretty much history at this point. And I don't know what the T-32 is doing, but I'm assuming he's in the river. So... AMX-50 is going to give him what? Oh! Did he jump on him, or what was that? What happened there? Well, they're all trying to fall on this guy. I'm going to be the one that kills him, I hope. I get to peck at him. All right. Okay, so that wasn't as bad as I wanted it to be. And this tank does have its moments. That was not a stellar battle for me. I mean, if you look at the team score, I'm going to be pretty low on the totem pole. But I was in the bottom 4. I actually went up 2 positions. I did better than our Luva. So, yeah, 530 damage. That's about normal for this tank. Doubles 1,400 experience. Yeah. So if I wasn't premium, I would have made 1,500 credits, which for a tier 6 tank, that's not very good. I mean, really, that's a regular tank would have made that much. Yeah, not a bad battle. Thankfully, I got on a good team, and they seemed to know what they were doing, and so let's go ahead and do one more. I apologize if I sound whiny. I'm getting over a chest cold. It's just, it went away, and now it's back, and I'm just struggling with this thing and wanting it to go away. Okay, so on this map, obviously, I got a top tier battle. I mean, all the things that I told you never happen in this tank are happening, so I'm winning and I'm in top tier. Let us see what Squirt can do. Traditionally, mediums usually go left. I think I'm going to go this way. PZSF, I think is what he's asking me. And MM. Well, I guess we're going to move across. Weird that they went up the middle. I've never... oh, boy. Give you one S. Okay, now, this is not a good tank to go toe-to-toe with. I'm going to let the Churchill hopefully work on that dude, but he may not know I'm here, which is... oh, good, good, good. Yeah, move out, move out. Yeah, that was stupid. I should have been more by the rock. Here it comes. And I'm racked. Oh, man. Well, that was my fault. I went out way too far and... oops. Well, who hit him? The T-28? I'm gonna try to sneak through. Oh, I'm getting out of here. What the heck hit him that hard? Dang, if I don't need to get to cover. Oh. That's probably artillery that hit him. Oh, oh, Hellcat. Oh no, please. Oh, I had to get one more shot. Oh, PZFL. Oh, I'm not daring. We got to get that Churchill first. I don't have much health left. My driver's dead. Well, we both hit the the same thing. Oh, artillery's coming in. Ah. Yeah. There's a typical battle. All right, so there was a win. Actually, I think that's the second win. I did die. And I scored lower than my tiering. Got into a nice conversation about the PZ4. Very exciting. I did 850 damage. Made more money this time. Would have made 14,000 though without premium. Made 24,000 with. So really, yeah, it's not that great. I mean, trust me, there will be times when you have stellar games. I think I'm going to run one more and we'll see how it goes. But you know, it does happen, but it's not frequent. It's not a bad tank. You saw the action going on there. It's not bad. But you're going to get frustrated with it, and you're not going to make a lot of money with it. And like I said, the M10 is a little bit more expensive, but I think it's a much more flexible tank. This thing is just so slow. And you can't push with it, obviously, either of these tanks. I mean, really, with a medium, you shouldn't be pushing anyway, but out of all of them, this is the best. So, but that's not on sale, so too bad. So let's go ahead and run this one more time. And so, folks, we now return to our regular programming. Back to the bottom. Once again, if you can get into sniping positions, that is where this tank is strongest. Unfortunately, all of our heavies went to the right. So that means that we are going to be trying our best to survive against, I'm sure, heavies, and all I have is another, looks like, I think that's a tier 6 medium and a light and a Nash horn. We have 3 big artilleries on their team. Those are going to be coming this way very shortly, I'm sure. Now that we're all spotted thanks to that artillery. Pardon me. And I'm the only one that's going over this way. This is really bad. Oh, man. This can't be good. Yeah, there they come. Oh, and I bounced off the front of my... Well, I can't... What can you do, you know? Oh, Lord. Oh, I'm getting out of here. Yep. I'm done for. And this is what happens. I mean, how am I going to face an IS-3? Come on, people. Try to track him. Oh, I bounced it. What? I've got about 3 seconds to get hidden. He's going to do 500 damage here in a second. Ah. Yeah, well, thanks a lot. This is a great team. Yeah. So there's your typical, I want you to see that because that is what 80% of your battles are going to consist of. At least 50%. Okay. Yeah, 50. I mean, literally, that is what happens all the time with this tank. Our team sucked. I called for help 8 times. Nobody responded. What are these guys doing on the ice road? At least advance. What are they doing? And there's nobody in the southern end. And those are the teams that you get stuck with. How the heck am I supposed to stop an IS-3? How can I stop 6 tanks? I can't. I can't even stop one, you know. The T-34-85, maybe. But I just wanted you to see this because this is what happens. This is what happens with this tank. Get used to it if you're going to buy it. Did I get a little fired up there? Pardon me for my French. In general, I try not to swear during my reviews. Actually, in general, I just try not to swear. But sometimes. Anyway. I guess the more I pointed out. Somehow I made... There must have been a... Yeah, see, I have finished a mission. I'm like, how did I make 35,000 credits when I did no damage? Well, I passed a mission. Dang. And look... Look how well I scored. I only went up like 2 positions, but still, I did better than the Churchill. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's what okay, so that is what I really wanted you to see. That's why I kept playing, because that's the honest truth of this tank. And I hate to tell you that, but that's what makes this tank crappy. You're going to get those teams all the time. So it's like, hello, don't leave a tier 6 tank to protect the entire southern flank. All by himself with a scout. I just can't do it. I don't have the armor. I can't believe I bounced that shot off the IS, though. That was pretty funny. The IS-3. So, anyway, don't buy this tank. Unless you're a collector and you really feel like you have to have it. And that's why I bought it. I'm trying to get, you know, as many as I can afford. That's why I don't have a lot of the bigger ones, because I can't afford them. But, you know, when these go on sale and they're like, you know, 1,000 gold or 2,000 gold, I don't mind popping down 15, 20 bucks every couple months and buying a couple tanks. So, you know, that's how I got this one. But I don't play it very often, and I can't recommend it because it's so miserable when that kind of stuff happens, and it happens all the time with this tank. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's not a darn thing I could have done. So I called for help. I pointed to the map, and nobody responded. And then on top of it, I ran against 6 tanks, and that's going to happen when you have bad teams, and this thing seems to attract them like a magnet. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe, and have a great night.